Welcome back in a new video. In this video, let's take an overview of the required documentation for claims. Required documentation means what? The supporting evidence for EOT and claim delay claims. Okay. So in project management, especially under contracts like FedEx, JCT, or NEC, documentation plays a critical role. It is not only about recording data, it is about building a factual foundation for your case whenever a delay or disruption occurs. So by the end of this video, you will clearly understand what documents are essential and how to maintain them and how they support your EOT or delay claims effectively. Okay. So why documentation is important? So why is the documentation so important? In simple terms, documentation is your evidence. It transforms your explanation from being just an opinion to being a verifiable fact. Okay, so here is why it matters. Here you can see strong documentation is the foundation of a successful claim. So first, strong documentation is the foundation of every successful claim. Without it, your argument has no support. Second, here you can see it provides that delays happen and that those delays were beyond your control, not caused by poor planning or contractor fault. Okay. Third, it helps the engineer or employee to review, verify, and validate your claim quickly and fairly. Clear? So finally, we have here a clear and you can see the prevent disputes by showing the clear cost and effect evidence. So clear and organized documentation prevents disputes because it shows the cause and effect relationship between an event and its impact on time and cost. So you can say good documentation equals credibility. Okay. Next, key principles. So there is a very famous quote in claim management: a claim without documentation is only an opinion. And this is absolutely right. Okay. No matter how logical or technical sound your argument is, if you do not have proper documentation, it will not hold in front of an engineer, employer, or arbitrator. Okay, so proper records turn into your opinion into evidence. Okay, so every claim must be backed by the proper records, meaning documents that were prepared at the time the event occurred, not created later when preparing the claim. So, proper records turn into opinion into the verify. So, every claim must be supported with the contemporaneous record. Okay. Okay. So, next we have the main categories of documentation. So all project documents related to claim can be grouped into five main categories. First is the contract document, the legal framework. Okay. So second, we have the correspondence and communication record that you can see all formal exchange between parties. Then third, we have schedule and progress data, your time evidence, then site record and reports. It's mean your daily operational proof. Then last we have supporting evidence and approvals. Everything else that strengthen your claim. So let's go through each category in more detail. First, we have the contract documents. So the contract is the starting point of any claim. It defines the rights, obligations, and procedures of all parties. So here we have the key documents include these signed contract agreement. Okay, that means the confirming the official start and parties commitments. Okay. So second, we have general particular conditions of the contract, for example, FIDE. Third, we have the drawing specification and BOQs. So next we have the tender documents and addenda. So it's been any clarification or pre-contract instruction that affect the obligation. Then we have change order or variations. Okay, so it will be issued during the execution to modify the scope, time, or cost. Okay. Then last we have the subcontract agreement. Subcontract agreements, if you can say if relevant, these shows share responsibilities and the subcontractors' delays. So these documents from the baseline for entitlement, meaning they define what you are originally required to do and how changes are governed. Okay. So next we have correspondence and communication. So every message, exchanged between the contractor, engineer, and employer can become vital evidence in claims. So keep record of here. You can see letters, notices, and the email related to delay. So then engineers or employers' instructions, which may change, work scope or times. Then we have the request for information and responses. So these often prove, delay due to late information. Then meeting minutes, progress and coordination. So especially progress and coordination meetings where issues or instruction are discussed. So last we have the transmittals and documents log. These things show when drawings or documents were submitted, reviewed, and returned. So in short, communication tells the story of how events uh, unfold and who was the responsible for what. Okay. Next we have the schedule and progress record. So now, one of the most powerful set of documents for any delay or EOT claims is your schedule and progress record. Why? Because claims are all about time, and your schedule is the only document that truly tells the story of time. So, let's go through the key records you must maintain. Okay. So, first, you can see what we have here, the approved baseline schedule. So, this is your official plan approved by the engineer or employer at the beginning of the project. It shows when each activity should start and finish, then how activities are linked, and what the original completion date is. So, without a baseline, you can't measure or proof delay impact. So, it is like are going someone run late without the knowing what time they were are supposed to arrive. Okay. So second, we have updated schedule weekly or monthly. So every update capture the actual progress at a given point in time. So they show which activities are completed, which are ongoing, and which are delayed. And if a delay occurs, so these updates are your time, stamps to show when it happens and how it affected later activities. Okay. Next, we have progress reports with the physical percentage complete. So, progress reports, whether weekly or monthly, combine narrative and numbers. So, they include physical progress percentage, quantities achieved, charts, photos, and key issues. So, these reports are essential to show that your updates are based on fact, not assumptions. Okay. Then fourth one, we have schedule completion. Schedule comparison as plan versus as per. So this comparison visually shows how your actual work as built deviated from the planned timeline as planned. Okay, so it helps to identify which activities were delayed and by how many days and whether they were on the critical path or not. Okay, so the fifth one is the time impact or delay analysis report. So these are the technical analysis performed later to demonstrate how a specific event impacted project completion. For example, if drawings approval was delayed by 15 days, so you can simulate this delay on your baseline and calculate how much it pushed the completion date. Okay, so always make sure your baseline and updates are officially approved and signed. Uh, Unapproved schedules often get rejected as evidence in claims. Okay, so next we have these site records. So, site records are the real life evidence of what actually happens on the ground. So, these are some of, you can say, some of the most convincing documents in claims because they show the day to day reality of your project. Okay, so here what you must include. So, first is the daily site report. So, these are the backbone of site documentation. Okay, so they record daily manpower, equipment used, work progress, weather conditions, and any event or you can say instructions received that day. Okay, or that date. So for example, if a crane broke down or if the employer issued a stop work instruction, it should be mentioned in that day's report. Remember, if it's not in the daily report, so it's very difficult to prove it happens later. Okay. So next we have the weather records and logs. So for weather related delays, you must have daily temperature, rainfall, or wind speed logs ideally verified by the official meteorological data. So claims like work was stopped due to rain are valid only if you can prove the weather actually prevented work and what it exceeded the normal conditions are defined in the contract. Okay, so next we have inspection reports and NCRs, non conformance report. So, if work was delayed because of rejected materials or rework instruction, so these reports prove it. Keep inspection requests, rejections notes, and engineers' comments. All of these establish cause and a responsibility. Then we have material delivery and equipment logs. So delays in the material delivery are common. Maintain delayed delivery records, date of request, supplier confirmation, dispatch date, and the actual arrival. So if the employer delayed material approval or site access, so these logs become very evidence. Okay, so that could be logs become we can use as a key evidence. Okay. So next we have the photos and videos showing site conditions. So visual evidence is extremely you know useful. Dated photographs showing flooded excavation, damage from work, or idle equipment can be instantly prove a delay cause. So make sure your photos are dated and labeled correctly. So always have your site engineer on supervision sign and submit daily reports to the project office or documents controller. So signed reports have high evidential uh, value in claims. Okay, so I hope site records is clear. So next we have the sporting evidence. Sporting evidence provides additional layers of credibility to your EOT or delay claims. So these documents fill the gaps and show how your claim is consistent with the overall project record. So let's look at the example. Uh, Here we have the examples, variations, order, and change instructions. So, whenever the employer or engineer instructs a change in design, scope, or method, it should be documented as a formal variation order. So, this not only affect cost but often time as well. For example, if a variation increase the quality of the concrete or change the foundation type, so you will need to show how that change impacted your schedule. Okay. So second, we have here the approval and review log, drawings and material. So keep track of all drawings, material, or samples submitted for approval. So if approvals are delayed, so your logs will prove the exact duration. Example, uh, shop drawings submitted on 5th March, approved on 25th March. So delay, you can say 20 days. Okay. So third, we have the test results or quality reports. If delays were due to failed test or rework, so these documents show the reason and time consumed. So attach laboratory report, inspection outcomes, and retesting records. So next we have the financial data. If cost claim is include. So in case your claims include cost impact, for example, extended site overheads, include cost records such as manpower cost, equipment rental, and overhead statements to substantiate to financial part of the claim. Okay. So last we have here witness statement or expert opinions. So in some disputes, you may include statements from engineer or independent experts who can confirm certain event or condition. So supporting evidence, should always be cross referenced with your schedule and correspondence. So that's what gives you claim consistency. Okay, so I hope supporting evidence are clear. Then we have the communication with engineers and employers. So now communication with the engineers or employers is absolutely crucial in the claim process. So most standard contracts such as FIDI clause 20.2 or clause 44 in JCT uh, require formal notice to begin to given within the specific period, often 28 days after the event. Okay, so let's break down the essential communication. So first we have delay notice letters. So immediately after a delaying event, send a formal written notice to the engineer stating the cause of delay, the expected impact, and the reference to the contract clause. Okay, clause. So this is not just a formality; it is your contractual obligation. Without a timely notice, even genuine claims can be rejected as time buried. Okay, so next we have the EOT claims, submission and acknowledgement. So after the notice, you must prepare a detailed claim report including background, cause, effect, and all supporting documents. So always keep acknowledgement receipts or email confirmation showing that the claim was received. Okay. So next we have the queries or clarification during claim evaluation. So when the engineer or employer asks for clarification, respond professionally and maintain records of all replies. Then last we have engineers determinations or response. So keep copies of all replies, approvals, or rejections. So these are official decisions that affect your entitlement and can be used later in arbitration or dispute resolution. Okay. So remember, always send notice through the official channel defined in your contract, not through WhatsApp, SMS, or informal emails. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Next, we have the best practices for documentation. So strong documentation comes from good habits and consistent system. So here are some best practices you should always follow. First is the keep record daily, not after the delay happens. So record events daily, not after a delay happens. You can see a daily record written today in 10 minutes, stronger than a summary written in months later. Okay. So then use document control system for tracking. So use a document control system. You can say manual or software based to register all incoming and outgoing documents. Then maintain consistent naming conventions. For example, RFI 0001 MEP drawings or delay notice 005 excavation. Okay. So then make sure every document has the signature and dates. Okay. So these small details increase the authenticity of your case. Okay. Last, store digital backup safely. So keep digital backup on the you can say cloud storage or company server with the restricted access. Data loss can destroy your claims. Okay, so review and reconcile your records weekly to ensure that site reports, schedules, and correspondences align with each other. Okay, so here I have a very professional tip in my mind. In large projects, create a claim evidence tracker Excel sheet listing each delay event, corresponding letters, okay, reports, and photos. So it helps you to uh, locate evidence instantly with the preparing the claims. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, so next we have common mistakes to avoid. Okay, now let's talk about what you must not do. Many claims fail not because of lack of entitlement, but because of poor documentation practices. Okay, so here we have you can see most frequent mistakes: missing delay notices. Okay, so you can say not issuing delay notices within the contractual time limit, then incomplete or unsigned daily reports. So incomplete or unsigned daily reports, which make them unreliable as evidence. Okay, so lack of schedule update. So next we have the mixing different delay causes in one claim. Okay, so last we have poor record organizations. Okay, so mixing different delay causes in a one claim. For example, combining employer delays, contractor issues, and weather delays in one claims. Okay, so, and we have the poor document organization. That means the losing track of a key evidence or having the inconsistent data. For example, if you submit a claim saying the delay was caused by late IFC drawings, but your daily reports show no mention of waiting for drawings, so your claim will likely be rejected. So, accuracy and consistency across documents are essential. Okay. Next, we have example UT claim documentation folder. So, main folder EOT claims. Here you can see contact documents, contract agreements, conditions, drawings, BOQ. then correspondence, then all letters, emails, and notices in date order, progress reports. So we like a weekly and monthly progress reports of your project, delay notice, copies of the notices sent to the engineer. Okay, then we have the schedule baseline and updates. So baseline monthly updates and delay analysis files. Then site photos and logs, organized by date or event. Supporting evidence, then you can say approval, variations, test, then financial data. Then claim reports, the final claim document with the analysis, finding and conclusions. So I have one tip in my mind. Always prepare an index sheet summarizing the what's inside each folder. So it helps to evaluators or arbitrators navigate quickly and builds professional credibility. Okay, so finally we have here the summary. So now let's summarize everything we have discussed. So to build a strong, defensible, and successful claim, you must have clear and complete contract and change record. Okay, contract and change record. Then organized communication and correspondence. Then accurate schedule data and progress reports. Then daily site evidence and logs. Then comprehensive supporting documents and delay analysis. Okay, so here you can see the proper documentation equal to strong, defensible, and successful claims. Okay, so good documentation is not just a project requirement, it is your shield during disputes and your key to a fair entitlement. Okay, so I hope everything is clear related to the required documentation for claims. So thank you so much for watching this video. See you.